Mathematical proof-style case for Jesus. As God, Part 3, 1. Why infinity matters in theology. In mathematics, infinity is not just a really big number. It is a qualitative category, something without limits, without end, fundamentally different from the finite. Finite beings are bounded. They have beginnings, limitations, and dependencies. Infinite being is unbounded, without beginning, without end, self-existent. If God exists, he must be infinite. If Jesus can be shown to have infinite attributes, then mathematically he cannot belong to the finite set of created beings. 2. The creature, set versus the God set. Let's formalize this in set theory. Let C, ras, x, or x is finite, created, bounded. Let G, checken, x, ecken, x is infinite, uncreated, unbounded. By definition, C, G, ect. The creature set and the God set are mutually exclusive, so Jesus must belong to either C or G, but not both. This is a clean mathematical test. If Jesus shows finite dependent attributes only, he is in C. If Jesus shows infinite divine attributes, he is in G. 3. Jesus' relationship to time, infinity argument. Jesus' statements about time place him outside the finite. For example, before Abraham was, I am, John 8:58, but understood here as a historical claim about pre-existence. His disciples and enemies alike understood him to be claiming timelessness. Mathematically, a being who precedes temporal events cannot be finite. Formally, let Tx, asis x exists within time. Let Tx, x exists before above time. If God ha Tx and Jesus ha Tx, then Jesus G. Thus, the time dimension places him in the God set. 4. The infinity of forgiveness and authority. Consider forgiveness. Humans may forgive a personal offense, but Jesus claimed the ability to forgive all sins against God. Mathematically, human forgiveness is finite. FH, sins against me. Divine forgiveness is infinite. FD, sins against all moral law. If Jesus' forgiveness operates at the infinite level, FD, then his forgiveness belongs to the G set. 5. Uniqueness. Principle. Only one, infinity. In mathematics, infinity is unique. There cannot be two separate, independent infinities in the same domain, because that would create contradiction. 1 versus 2. Instead, there is one infinity with different expressions. Applied here, if Jesus is infinite and God is infinite, they are not two infinities, but one shared infinity. This aligns with Christian theology that Jesus is not another God, but shares the same divine infinity. Formally, if G and Jesus, then Jesus found G. 6. The creator versus the created. Set theory also clarifies the creator-creature distinction. Let Q, all things that are created. Let C, creatures, finite beings. Let God, the uncreated creator. By definition, CRC, all created things are finite creatures. God creator Jesus is historically described as the creator of all things, a claim even skeptics can acknowledge as central to his followers' belief. If he is creator, then, if Jesus croar, he cannot be the creator. If Jesus bars creator, he cannot croar. Thus, logic forces him outside the created set and into the God set. 7. Infinity in power and knowledge. Skeptics may argue that Jesus showed limitations, e.g., hunger, fatigue. But the mathematical principle of dual identity helps here. A finite being can only operate finitely. An infinite being may voluntarily express finite qualities without losing infinity. Analogy. A mathematician may limit herself to counting with fingers while teaching a child, but her knowledge of calculus is not erased. Similarly, Jesus operating within human limits at times does not negate his infinity. Thus, the possibility of kenosis, self-limitation, is not contradiction, but subset expression. 8. Skeptic counterarguments. Counter 1. Infinity cannot be applied to persons. Response. Philosophers apply infinity to being itself, necessary being. If God exists, he must be infinite. If Jesus shares that, the logic follows. Counter 2. Infinity is just abstract. Response. So is logic. Yet we accept it because it consistently explains reality. Infinity here is used not as an abstraction, but as a test for identity. Counter 3. Jesus showed finite qualities. Response. Finite qualities do not disprove infinite essence. They show chosen expression. Infinity can encompass finitude. Finitude cannot encompass infinity. 9. Why set theory matters. Set theory prevents slippery reasoning. Instead of, Jesus might be God and might not be, we see that. If Jesus holds infinite attributes, he cannot be in the creature set. If he is not in the creature set, the only alternative is the God set. Since CG is your wise, the conclusion is mathematically unavoidable. This sharpens the debate for skeptics. They cannot place Jesus halfway in both categories.